That's what I'm saying, that you will see that this mantra is the holy grail of removal of all the problems in your life. And then these two mantras you must chant if you really want to pursue astrology with your heart and soul. Because many students, they get back to me, sir, we still get clouded. We still cannot read the chart the way you can read it. And the first question I ask them, are you chanting mantras? They say no. I said, that's a problem. Even if you chant it 4 times, 5 times, 11 times, at least something is better than nothing, because see, you are filling a bucket. So this is the bucket of your karmas, okay? This is the bucket of the karmas, and I'm going to talk about the karmas a lot in my next slide. So the karmas are getting filled. You chant one mantra, you are filling 1 drop of your good karmas in this bucket. You chant it 10 times, the 10 drops are getting in. Accumulation happens. Even one chanting of this mantra will give you some result versus no chanting of mantra. Right? So let's say, if you want to take your neighbor house down, what you do is take a small pebble and start throwing at his home, 1 pebble each day. Right? Someday you will see that after years and years, that pebbles will pile up and it's blocking its blockade. So even with 1 pebble, after so many years, you will see the results. Right? So something is always better than nothing. And then this is Hare Ramakrishna. This is the optional mantra. I always chant it just to, call the universe and being thankful to the universe to connect it with such a graceful people, good people in my life, and also giving me the happiness and the prosperity, what I cherish through this knowledge. And I also feel myself blessed that I have this knowledge. If somebody asks me, what do you have? Money, car, fame, name. Okay. Most people have it. But what is I have what you don't have? The science of astrology. The moment you talk about this in front of your friend circle, your society, that you know the science of astrology, your reputation, your aura, your presence will be felt, and it will be so different than any other person. This is what distinguishes between you and the normal humans. It's a very powerful science. It gives you the power, the confidence. Because this is the science what not an ordinary person can learn. Look at Lennis, look at Rene, look at Demon. You guys are not even born in India. You have no Indian culture background. But somehow you're still connected to this divine science. Right? And that makes me feel so happy that even from the different cultures, different backgrounds, different countries, so many people are fascinated to this science. And they take the step forward to learn this. Now, what software we are using to learn the astrology? Jagannath Hora is a free software. I will use that. AstroSage is web-based. If in case you don't have Windows platform, you want to just use a online platform. AstroSage is one of the platforms which has all the modules what we will cover. And then professional software which I'm using, and I insist and I encourage you to use it because it will make your learning very simple, is a Horoscope. Okay, costs around $550, $560, and that has been used in this course. So these are the softwares we'll use. And one thing I would like to say: the free softwares, the accuracy is not guaranteed. Okay, accuracy. Why? Because the free softwares, they don't upgrade or update their ephemeris, the planetary position, regularly. Whereas a professional, because that's their bread and butter, they keep updating it every month, right? So if you see Jagannath Hora, last updated was 2016, right? So the Ayanamsa, the new rules or the new ephemeris, they don't update it. They have given a lot of, they have done a good job giving us that free software. And we are, definitely obliged to them for learning and for research purpose. But when you turn professional astrologer and you need pinpoint answers, then you need a professional software. Okay? Just like, when you are learning carpentry, you can use any saw. But when you want to become a professional carpenter, you need a right tools in your hand, the precise tools, right? Damon knows more about it because he's into construction engineer and he knows what tools are required for construction. Sanjay, what do you do? What's your profession?
I'm an engineer by profession,
Okay.
and I make
Software
computers.
engineer, electric engineer, what?
I'm an electronics engineer.
Electronics engineer. Okay. Satya, what do you do? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm an electrical engineer.
Okay.
I work
So
for a
great
power
engineer.
distribution company.
Yeah. Demon, you're a construction engineer, am I right?
Correct, construction engineer.
Yeah.
Right.
Rene, you are retired. Just wave your hand if yes. If no, then you can.
No, I would like to be, but not yet. I'm a compliance auditor.
Awesome. Very good. Finance, right? And
Yes.
and Lennis, she there? So Lennis is retired. She look after her kids. She's not that age, retirement age, but she looks after her kids at home and help her husband. And she's also a very good stock trader. She has a lot of good information about trading practices because she makes a lot of good money and good income through stock trading. So you can always connect with Lennis if you want to get any inputs about stock trading. Okay. And I've been an enterprise architect, director. I've been a software engineer. Machine learning, artificial intelligence. I've been into robotics. So I'm also coming from the scientific background. So that's the reason astrology connects to me very easily, because I know it's also a science. Just like we do the robotics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, we follow a system, pattern, methodologies, practice, computer engineering, we do the same thing here. And that's the reason my teaching is very systematic, because I teach as I'm teaching to the engineers, right? So that makes sense, right? Okay. All right. So prerequisites to become a good astrologer, you have to chant the mantras I gave you. So these are the prerequisites. Okay, prerequisite means it is how do you create your foundation. Okay, you have to start reading the Panchang. Panchang is a daily position of moon, and I'll teach you that. You have to start reading the planet positions every day. Okay, maybe you can take a calendar or your software can teach you, can show you easily. You have to start reading moon, especially where is moon today. Like for instance, today moon is in the Purav Shadda Nakshatra ruled by Venus. And I'll teach you what are the nakshatras and how to see where moon is today. And then how to see in your chart where is moon today. Moon is your mind. Everything is governed by moon. Okay? Why moon? Moon is your mind. And what mind? Mind is connected to soul. And soul is the one which goes from one body to another body. So what happens when you die? What happens when you die? Your soul transmigrates into another body. But along with it, it takes your mind also. Your mind has all the values, the beliefs, the encrypted events of your previous life. And that's the reason every child is different. Every child behaves different. Every child reacts different because it's bringing its mind, which has the encrypted, engraved feelings, values, learnings, and lessons of previous life. What soul is bringing in.
Mohnish.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Could you send the link to Richa? Richa wants to join this class too.
Richa, where is Richa?
She's waiting for your email so you could send her the link. She wants to join this class too. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Richa. You mean Richa from India? The one
yeah, she wants to join the class. I'm sorry.
I think she connect. Okay, I'll send her.
Please send it to her, please.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, so she's awake in India right now.
Yeah, she's awake and she's waiting for you to
Just
send her
forward that email. Forward that invite email to her.
And and you let her
I
in.
will admit her in the class. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay,
Just
sorry.
Yeah, she can join that. It doesn't matter. Okay. So now, where was I? So I was talking about the mind. Okay. So moon talks about your mind, where your mind is in this life. Okay. Moon is a natural satellite. Moon is not a planet which revolves around sun. Moon revolves around earth. So it is a governing body of the people and the animals living on earth. Okay. So when our soul transmigrates to another body, our mind goes with it. Our mind has all the learnings, the education, the beliefs, the good and the bad karmas encrypted into it. And that transmigrates along with your soul into the next body. And that's the reason we bring our inhibitions, or some values, some fears, some good and bad things into our next life based on the epicenter, based on the engravings on our mind. Okay, so that's the reason Moon is most important planet in Vedic astrology. It talks about your mind. Okay. Yes, Rene?
Yes, could you give a little bit more background on the difference between the moon and the soul, the mind and the soul? How to
Yes.
differentiate that?
So basically it's all, in yoga, there's one. So I'm just remembering that Shankhya Yoga. If you know the Shankhya Yoga is again a Vedic science. It talks about the transmigration of soul, how it happens. Okay. But anyway, we will not cover that. But what happened is, I tell you on a very global scale, our mind is what leads to our thoughts, right? The thoughts originates in mind. Those thoughts we convert into actions, right? You think something, and that thought maybe lead into an action, and those actions lead into your karmas. Okay, because anything what you've given to this world, you will get back something. Every karmas, every action has equal and opposite reaction, right? And those karmas will lead to the results, positive or negative. Okay. Now, some of the karmas, they will give you the result within this life, good or bad. But some karmas gets into your new life. That's the reason people are born rich and poor. Some people are born in big families. Some people are born with nothing. Their land is so infertile. And I have a slide on karmas. I'm going to talk about it. So these karmas are embedded in your mind, what you're bringing to the next life. Your soul is the pure form of conscious energies. But the soul is not acting on its own. The mind rules the soul, and mind becomes the owner of the factory of your life. It's your mind. That's the reason, people who have a strong control of their mind, they lead to the right thoughts and the right karmas and the right actions and the right results in their life. But if your mind is afflicted, you will always think negative. You'll always be fearful, and you will take the wrong path of your life because your thoughts are not clear. So your mind is the one which gets connected to your soul all the time. Your mind has three, traits in that: Sattvic gun, Tamasic gun, and Rajasic gun. I have a slide of that also to talk about it. So this is a very big topic, what I'm talking. So I have many slides to cover this, and slowly you will learn this. Okay. So Rene, I'll come back to this question again and again, because this is a very big topic, that how soul transmigrates and what it takes along with it. So what goes with you is, when you die, what goes with you? Demon, what goes with you when you die?
Your mind.
Exactly. Will your car go with you? No. Will your wife goes with you? No. Will your girlfriend goes with you? Boyfriend goes with you? No. Your money, your bank balance, your securities, your equity, your reputation, your ego, you're a prime minister, president, or a janitor, who knows?
Right.
Nothing goes with you. What goes with you? Your beliefs, your educations, your learnings, your karmas. And where are they? They are in your mind as an engravings, as a scripted engravings, what you have done in your life. And that mind is transmigrating into a new life with your soul. And that's the reason every child reacts differently in a different situation, because they are bringing those beliefs from their previous life. Right? Why some kids are always crying, some kids are always happy, some kids are always fearful. When the baby is born, watch the baby for first 3 days, you will get to know how the mind is reacting here. What the sanskaras means the values this child is bringing from previous life just in 3 days. And looking at the chart, you can depict everything. I will teach you how to read someone's karmas. Okay. Richaji, how are you? Joining the class, thank you. Lennis just sent me the message that Richa wants to join. I said, I never knew that.
Good morning. Thank you so
But
much.
it's
Sorry
okay.
for
Yeah.
buzzing
No,
you.
no. Call. And I was thinking you might not be awake at this time. You're in India, right?
Yeah, I wake up
So,
early.
folks, Richaji is in India. She's taking this as the second class. She finished the previous course, and she's in Noida in India, very close to Delhi. And
Hi,
good to have her in the class too. Right? Okay. So let's continue. Any questions so far? So prerequisites, I was here on this slide, sorry. Let's go. And then
I had
we
a
go to
question.
astrology and karma. Yes, Dennis?
Why do some people just call it Vedic astrology and they don't add the word Nadi to it? Is there a difference when you add the word
Because
Nadi?
the Nadi astrology brings the 360-degree view of a planet. Okay? Nadi means the channel. What is the channel of the planet? Planet, the nakshatra, and the sublord. This is the complete channel of the planet.
Thank you.
Okay? If you don't bring the complete channel, you're only looking at the planet. You can predict looking at the planet, but your prediction will be only 50% accurate. The Nadi will give you the complete picture, like the script, how the planet reacts, the nakshatra. See, this is quantum physics, interference pattern. My phone is exhibiting a yellow light, right? If I open the light, it will be right, yellow or white. But what if I put a reflector which is orange in color? The light will not change its color. It will. And that's called interference pattern of quantum physics. That the moment something is interfered within the energy, the pattern changes. And to give you a very simple example what quantum physics have used, you stand near a river, go to a river, throw a small pebble inside the river. What will happen? Waves will emerge. Waves will emerge because of the reaction of that pebble, that stone entering the water. The waves will form a certain pattern, okay, like this, a certain pattern. Now let's say you throw another pebble, or there is already a stone inside, a big rock inside the ocean, the lake, and these waves touches that ocean. Sorry, that this waves touches that rock, big rock inside. What will happen is the pattern which is going this way, it will turn into this way, or this way. The pattern is totally broken or changed. Why? Because interference. This is called interference pattern of quantum physics. Learn quantum physics if you want to learn astrology, because astrology is all about quantum physics. Subatomic level, how the atom works. So interference pattern changes the complete picture. Similarly, when planets, these are the planets, okay, governing bodies, and this is on planet Earth, we are sitting, human beings. The planets are exhibiting their rays, their cosmic rays on you. But in between are the constellation, the nakshatras, which changes their pattern. I have many students and clients, they say, my Jupiter is in 11th house of gains. I should be billionaire when my Jupiter Dasha starts. But they are losing everything. Why? Because they don't see the nakshatra is showing the bad house combinations. Right? So interference pattern is what brings and in Nadi astrology, we bring that interference pattern. Nadi astrology is all about the quantum physics. It is the most accurate astrology. When you learn it, you will see it yourself. So prerequisite, chant mantras, read panchang, I'll teach you how, help people and never indulge in unethical deeds. You are getting a tool, a weapon in your hand now. Like a hypnotist, like a doctor, like a physiotherapist, that you can treat people. If you indulge in a mischievous acts, this science will not work for you. So never do that. Never use astrology as a weapon against anyone. Do not scare people that you know this, you know that, and you can make someone's life miserable if they don't agree with you. No, if somebody agrees with you, fine, doesn't agree with you, you're not responsible for anyone's deeds and karmas. Okay? Worship your God and do things unconditionally. Do not think that you should always be paid for anything what you do in life. Unconditional service will also pay you in the way of good karmas, what you're doing in this life. Okay? And for your own protection, do some charities. Whenever you read someone's chart, even free of cost, other than your family members, ask them to do a charity in a nearby organization temple to a homeless, or you do that on your behalf, $1, $10, whatever you do. Do not read charts of any person who is not your family member, family lineage. If you are reading the charts, giving them the remedies, looking at their karmas, you are doing the bad. You are just getting into the wrong karma. You are asking planets to help you, but you have to give it back to the world. Plant a tree, feed someone, do anything what you want, but you have to give it back to the world. Okay? So never do free service when you're doing the astrology other than your family members. If your friend comes to you, hey, can you read my chart? Read it, but ask him to donate $1, $5, $10 to anyone, or you do it yourself, okay, on his behalf. Rudraksh beads, this is very important, and I will show you what they are, and you must wear them for your protection, because these are the beads which help you, give you the protection as a PPE, protection kit. When a doctor goes into a surgery, he also wears some gown and some protection so that he doesn't get infected. So I'll teach you more about the Rudraksha beads, but if you have not seen it, I'm wearing it right now. See, I'm wearing 9 and 13. I always wear it when I'm doing chart readings, and I'm also doing astrology. So these are the beads. It is for your protection. It's for my protection, right? If you're not wearing it, you need to worship. Okay, I'll come back on this topic. Any questions so far? Now comes the chapter, astrology and karmas. Okay, and astrology is all the science of karmas. Astrology, or the human science, the Vedic science, or the scientific science of human karmas, is all about what you sow is so shall you reap. Period. A child is born on the day, this is coming from Paramahansa Yogananda, one of the most holiest soul, and you can read his autobiography. He said a child is born on the day and that hour when the celestial rays are in the mathematical harmony with the individual. Your birth is not a coincidence. Why you are born on certain date, certain time? Why not 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after, this day, that day? Have you decided your birth? Have you decided your date, when to take a new birth? We cannot. We have no decision-making authority and power. Our birth is happening on a particular day and time, which is mathematically in alignment with the cosmic algorithm, mathematical algorithm. That, let's say, Demon, I'm pronouncing your name accurate? Demon, right? Okay. I don't want to sound it a demon, right? Demon, right? So Demon has done this karmas. All the strings are connected with this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. And Demon will take a birth when the celestial mathematic is in alignment to repay these karmas with these individual souls. So he may take birth after these souls are already taken the birth, or he may take a birth and waiting for these souls to come and take the birth also, so that the give and take will be rebalanced. So whatever the karmas you have done in one form of your life, or in one of your life, the next birth is based on a mathematical calculations. The cosmic mathematical calculation. Everything is mathematics. You know how much mathematics has helped us, advancement of internet, science, electricity, automatic cars, vehicles, robotics. Everything is at the end is mathematics, right? Even computer is 0-1 mathematics, digital. So then there's a cosmic mathematics, which we don't know what is that, who created it, where it's coming from, what is the algorithm. But there is an algorithm which decides your next birth, and also the form of your next birth. You may end up as an animal, you may end up as a human, or you may end up as a ghost. There are 3 forms a human can get. Yes, Radhi.
Yeah, so just wanted to ask about C-sections. Do you think that C-sections are still fall under what you were just saying?
C-section falls because the soul has to come out.
Mm-hmm.
The birth time of the soul is already decided. And now it's only the formation of the time will happen. Right? That when that time, premature babies. My own son, he was born 2 weeks earlier. The soul, when the soul will take time of birth, is pre-decided. Nobody can change it. Even with your C-section, some people plan it. I will do C-section this and this day. The planning happens before the planning has to happen on that day. Or sometimes they are planning someday, but it doesn't happen. It happens before and after. So birth time is nobody can control. It is bound to happen during that time. That is the reason you're bound. Human can say, no, it's me who have decided with C-section, this is the time my baby will born. Right? Some people even plan, millennium babies. 2000 is coming, we should plan it. But not all remain successful. The time of birth will always vary. You can select a date maybe, perhaps. This is the date I'm going to go for C-section. But maybe somebody else is ruling that. Somebody else is seeding that thought in your mind. The planets do that. So everything is pre-decided. Your destiny is pre-decided. And I'll come to this point that how the difference between the destiny and the fate. So ultimately what we are doing in astrology is when we open someone's chart, and I'll talk about how this chart looks like, we are looking at the karmas of that individual soul. And that can lead us to know out of 9 planets, how many are going to give that person the good results and the bad results. Who are the planets which will give him a good results of the karmas, and who are the bad planets which will give the bad results of his karmas. Okay, so how the karmas work, I tell you that. Let me see what is the next slide and I'll come back here. So how the karmas work, I tell you. Okay, let's talk about this. So, karmas. One is called prarabdha karmas. Prarabdha. I'm just trying to spell it here. Okay, prarabdha karmas. And one is called the sanchit karmas. They are all Sanskrit words, but what they mean, I'll teach you. Okay, so what are prarabdha karmas? So let's say a soul has taken numerous births. So this is a soul. Many births. Many karmas. Many lives have lived. Animal life, human life, whatever the life. A soul has lived many lives. So the soul has a complete bucket of its karmas. The full bucket of the karmas is here. This is called accumulation of all karmas. Accumulation. And it's called the sanchit karma. Sanchit means accumulation. So these are the sanchit karmas, the whole karmas a soul has done, or it's doing at present also, in the entire journey of many births. Okay? In this life, at present, the present life has a horoscope. In this life, a portion of this bucket, just a portion of this bucket, is been allocated to this life, allocated to this chart. That allocation is the 5th house. 5th house of your chart talks about your prarabdha karmas. Prarabdha means the allocation of your karmas into this life. Sanchit means the total accumulation. And nobody knows what is that. Even I cannot tell you. Okay, no, there's no science known to human beings right now which can tell the complete karmas of the soul. But we can tell what are being allocated in this life for you. That's called the prarabdha karmas. These karmas, these prarabdha karmas, P karmas, I'm writing it, which is allocated in this chart of yours in this life, they will decide how fortunate you are. Sometime you do something, the fortune helps you, and bingo, you got a result. Sometimes you try to do the same thing, but you get into obstacles, problems, challenges, or maybe into miseries. Okay? Because they are the variables which are acting upon you even at present is one, your free will, which is your actions, your karmas, what you're doing, Okay, and the force of the planets which are deciding the result of that field. And when the force of this planet is coming, deciding the result of that thing, your prarabdha karmas are playing its role. You put your $500 into stock market and there, boom, $0. No success. Your neighbor did the $500, boom, $10,000. What's the difference? He did his karmas, you did your karma. His karmas lead to a positive return because the governor's body, the planet at that time which was ruling him, they helped him through his prarabdha karmas to give him positive gain. Whereas the planet which was ruling you, it was showing that I will take the prarabdha karma of the negativity and give you the transformation and pain in your life. So there are two types of karmas in your horoscope. One is the sanchit karmas, the complete accumulation of all your karmas throughout your soul has taken births. We don't know what is that, good or bad, but we can know, and one part of the karmas, the small container of that prarabdha karmas, small subset is being allocated to this chart of yours in the 5th house, where we can see what that karmas are. And I'll teach you how to see that also. Good, bad, forgivable, unforgivable, or the mixture of both, forgivable and unforgivable, you can see that. And based on that, you will know now which planet is going to force you towards the negative results and which planet will force you towards the positive results. Because ultimately, your actions, see, your actions are the supreme. Actions means what you're doing right now, your free will. Okay? Your free will. But the result of that action is determined by the planets. You can put a free will that I want to go for a C-section on 21st of February only, 6 p.m. only. But the results will be positive or negative, you don't know that. Whether the baby will be healthy or not. Whether you will get into a risk or not. You are doing your action, but the result is not in your hand. The result in this is in the hand of the governing body, which are the planets, and the planets will first understand your prarabdha karma, which is already written in your horoscope, that what are you bringing in and what are the planets which will going to give you the good and the bad results. Okay. Any questions?
It's awesome. I like the part of the karma, how you went into details with that part.
Yeah, and this is another part of the karma is a very big chapter. So there is a difference between the destiny and the fate. So now people ask me the same question and maybe ask you also that, if everything is pre-planned, then why, how can you change? Very simple question, Simon. If everything is pre-planned, then how can you change someone's life? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
How can I say you will, do this, you will be rich, do this, you will be happy? If everything is pre-planned, we are just playing a role, what we have to play based on our karmas, then how can we change anything? Right? Very natural question. And I get this question every day. And the answer for that, my dear friends, is that there's a difference between the destiny and the fate. Destiny is a cage given to you based on your karmas. You will born in a rich family, poor family, old family, young family. Who will be your father? Who will be your mother? Who will be your brother? Who will be your sister? You will born as a boy or a girl. Can I change it? Nobody can change it. That is the cage given to you, that you have to live your whole life within that cage of destiny. This is the time of your birth. This is the time of your death. This is your father. This is your mother. You may have a good relation with them, bad relation with them. We'll talk later. But this is your born, this person in this particular house. Maybe rich, maybe poor, maybe good, maybe bad. Maybe born in America, richest country, or maybe born in one of the poorest country in the world. That is also destiny. Destiny cannot be changed. If somebody says I can change your destiny, it's fake, false. So the destiny is a cage. Okay? Fate is what you control. Fate is in your hand. Fate is what you do inside this cage, is you, entirely you. So destiny is a platform given to you, but what you do inside that platform is in your control, is in your hand. And that is called your free will or being a Karma Yoga. Right? Karma Yoga means you do your actions. So fate, let's say for example, one person is born in a very fertile land. Fertile land? Very fertile land, right? And one person is born in a very infertile land. So the fertile land guy in this destiny, even if he's sleeping 24/7 and only sprinkling some little seeds here and there, he will still get a very good harvest. Am I right? Because the land is so fertile. He doesn't have to do much action. A person who is born in an infertile land, how much hard work that person has to do, day and night. Because the land is so infertile, that person has to work very hard to get at least this much harvest that he can feed him or his family. So living hand to mouth, right? Because the destiny is weak, right? But consider if the same person, the person who is living in a fertile land, he puts the same labor what the infertile guy is doing. How much harvest he can gain? Tremendous. Because now he's putting his free will also, his karma also, with the land fertile already given to him. Right? So let's say a person who is born in a rich family, he does a lot of, devotion and dedicated work, he can become even richer. But a person who is born in a poor family, he has to always work harder and harder to get enough money in his life to even feed his family and his own self. Because the land, one has got the fertile land, one is not got the fertile land. And how the fate works in here. What you do inside, some people from this infertile land also, through their power, through their dedication, through their complete, right, Karma Yoga or free will, they change their fate. Even they are born in an infertile land, but they can still get a very strong harvest and good results in their life due to their hard work, dedication to become even richer. And we have seen rags to riches, how it happens. Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jordan, right? There are many examples. People who were born in a very small families, but their fate tremendously helped them to change their life. But they are still born in the same infertile land. They cannot change their parents, their brother, their sisters, their karmic connections with others. But what they did is with their own fate, they gave them a good life. Just like, this is a cow. Okay, I always draw this picture for all my students. Let's say this is a cow connected to this pillar. This is a pillar and this is a cow. Let's say it's a cow connected to this pillar. Now the pillar is this cow's destiny. Okay, it's the destiny. That cow will always be connected to this pillar. She cannot escape it. Okay, now here are the children. 3 children, naughty children, brats, throwing stone at this cow. Now cow has 2 options. She either sit here as is and get all the stones on her head and die after pain and suffering. Or this cow can move right and left to protect herself from these stones coming towards her and live her life and get out of this problem. So what the cow is doing a free action, free will, the karma to change her fate. See, there are 2 probabilities of fate here. One is the stone hits her and she dies, or the stone misses her and she lives. If she doesn't do any karma, the stone will hit her and she will die. But if she moves, she will be okay. Right? So she's changing her fate based on her actions. When you get sick, what do? When you go sick, when you get sick, do you see that, oh, if it is God's will, my destiny that I have to die, then I will die. Why should I go to a doctor? Why should I take this medication? If everything is pre-planned, destined, if this is God's will that I should be dying of this miserable disease I got, then why should I do any action? If the theory of action does not remain, then nobody will do any action in this life, my dear friends. Even I won't do anything. Oh, if this water is supposed to be go inside me, then it will go inside me. Why should I have to pick the water and drink it myself? Right? And this is where the problem lies. People think the fate is also destiny. Fate is not the destiny. When you go to the doctor to get that medication, you're changing your fate. Again, you are the same man. You're not changing your destiny. You belong to the same family. You live in the same house. Your destiny is the same cage. But your free will is asking you to go to a doctor to change your current present fate. If I'm thirsty, I'm taking this water. The water came to my home. This is destined. Okay, let's say you born in a good family. You're a baby. Your refrigerator is full of fruits, vegetables, puddings, juices, all the good things. The destiny brought it there, that you are born in a family where these things will be there. But if you don't go and drink it, the destiny is not going to put that in your mouth. You have to do your free will, your karmas to change your fate. Okay, so this is the major difference between the fate and the destiny. When we give the remedies to you, we are only doing that the environment where you're living in, your destiny, you should live here happily. You're changing your fate, your karmas, your today, your mindset, your psychology, so that you live happy. And you can protect yourself from these miseries of the rocks coming towards you by time, by people, by the environment, or by the people whom you're connected in this life, the pain, the sufferings, right? So this is the major difference between the destiny and fate. You have to master this understanding in your head before you become an astrologer, because what you're doing is you're changing people's fate. You're transforming them to go and do a right action, which will give them the right result, favorable result, and protecting them from the rain, shower, misery, stones, pebbles, whatever is coming towards them. If people do not do that and treat it as it's my destiny, I won't do any hard work, then nothing will prevail in this one. Karam Yoga, this is what the lesson Lord Krishna has given in Mahabharata time, especially if you're coming from the Hindu background, that Karam Yoga is the biggest yoga in this life. And Karam Yoga is all about your free will, right? Let's say if I tell you have a life of 85 years old and you take a gun and shoot yourself, you're proving me wrong, right? But what you did is you changed your fate from being a human to a ghost. Now you're a ghost. Your life is allocated 85 years old. You killed yourself by suicide at the age of 55. What will happen to the next 30 years? Your body will roam like a ghost. And this is why the ghost happens. People who die untimely, accidents, suicides, or murders, they are the one who remain in the ghost life till their allocated time. The theorem, the mathematics, science is not, telling them that this is the time for your soul to go back and merge into the universe again. So you can change your fate right now. If I'm reading your chart, Demon, I say, you're going to live 100 years, man. And he said, what the shit you're saying? Psh. You change your fate, but not your destiny. Your destiny is still giving you 100 years. What will happen is you will exist, but not in this form, in a different form. You will exist. You will still be able to listen to me, but I won't be able to listen to you. Right? So this is the prime reason between the karmas and the destiny. I'm going to take a pause here. Any question you have? Anyone, any questions? Very silent.
Mohnish?
Yes.
So, when we start understanding the chart and the planets, is there a way to understand? So in a way, you're saying fate is in our hands, which means one can get an understanding of what is the potential of,
yes,
what you can do. So, is there a way to understand that potential?
Yeah. See, I tell you, in astrology is like a manual. When you buy a new car, it comes with a manual. Do this, do this, do this. Your car will give you excellent results. If you do everything opposite, what will happen? The car will give you the bad results. Same as in your astrology chart, this is your manual of your life. It talks about your strength and your weaknesses. If you follow how much aligned you are with your horoscope, the more aligned you are, the more results you will get positive. The more misaligned you are, the more problems, issues, and challenges you will get in your life. Just like when your manual of your car is saying, drive at this speed and drive on a good road conditions. But you are driving in a muddy roads or off-road and in a different speed, then what you're getting is your car is getting you a lot of problems. Same as your life. Your life is, the karma's chart says, you need to do this in your life to get the maximum results. Like when someone's 8th house is activated, you do something in relation to the pain management. Help people who are in pain. If you're not doing it, then you are getting into the pain because your pain house is activated, right? So you will learn this throughout the course that yes, you can see someone's chart and eventually know what are the strengths and weaknesses, what are the planets, they will give them the good results, and when they should activate those things in their life to get the good results. Once you know, like 9 planets, Richardji, 9 planets. If out of 9 you know what 4 are good for you and what 5 are bad for you, your half of your problem is solved in your life. Because now you know when these planets are activated, you are not going to take a risk in life. And you have to change your path. So what happens? Let's say one businessman, he's running a business from last 20 years, very successful. He's getting all the money, all the fame, all the success coming in. Same business is flourishing. But someday something happens that the business starts dropping down. Same friends turning into enemy. Same customers are not happy. Same business is now putting you in the debt. What happened? What changed? Socio-economical factor, okay, 1 point. But what might have changed is that the planet which was ruling him from last 20 years, he was supposed to give him good results in the matters of business. But now the new planet came over, which is saying that your business is going to give you the losses. Rather, you do this. Do the spiritual activation, do yoga, do meditation, or change your business model. Many people in this world are following the passion of others. Right? Your cousin is a doctor. Oh, I want to be a doctor too. My uncle is an architect. I want to be an architect too. My auntie is a fashion designer making money. Why should I don't do that? When we follow others, we are bound to fail. Because we are not following what our horoscope is telling us to do. If Michael Jackson would have started singing instead of dancing, what could have achieved? Muhammad Ali, instead of playing boxing, played a football or started becoming an architect or engineer, what would have he achieved? These are the people who have become the most successful in their life. They have followed their charts, accidentally, incidentally, or they might have gone through an astrologer. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they all followed their passions. What exactly their horoscope is saying, where their moon is, where their career is, and that's why they got the results. 90% of the population, they just follow what others have done, let's try to do the same thing. And that's the reason the failure comes. Because you're not following the destiny of your own, you're following someone else's success, and try to be like them. Nobody will like Steve Jobs, or Bill Gates, or the other, big guys, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jackson's, because they followed their own karmas and then they made their own part of that through their faith. They followed their passion. So we will see that in the chart also, how to see that and how you can determine what should be the path of your career, where you should be investing your time, money, and resources. Like when Demon's chart, when I read first time, I think 2 weeks ago, I told him, Demo, what are you doing in a construction? You should be an astrologer. And I was so confident about it. And he also asked me the same thing. He said, I don't know why from the last so many years I am been so inclined towards astrology, even though he's into construction. See, something is there in his horoscope which wants him to get into this side of his life. Lennis, never born in India, didn't know anything about astrology. Now she is so connected that she cannot even live, eat, or breathe without astrology. Right? Because something in your chart has activated. And what has activated it? The planets have activated. And that's why your mind changes. And that's what would happen is people, they feel that they're not satisfied because what they're doing is not, even though they're making money, but something is not giving them the happiness what they need. Why? Because they're misaligned from their karmas. Their soul wants them to go there, but they're going there. Right? And it's very easy to see. Don't worry, I'll teach you that also. I'm covering the basics here so that you understand how the astrology originates and how it works. Once you understand the principle of astrology, the things will become very, very easy. Now, there are 3 types of karmas in anyone's chart. Quality of karma. I have a video on YouTube also on this. Quality of karmas tell us instantly, like I'm coming back to the same topic. This is your chart, and in your chart there is a allocated karmas which is called the prarabdha karmas. Prarabdha karmas. Right? Prarabdha karmas. I'm going to write it here sometime. P-R-A Rabdha. B-H-D-A. Prarabdha means the allocation of the karmas in your 5th house of the horoscope. In this chart, in this life. And they have 3 qualities. One is either they are unforgivable sins, they are forgivable sins, or they are the mixture of both. Neither unforgivable nor forgivable. And how to see that, I will teach you when we start reading the charts. So if you see the unforgivable sins, that's called the dhrida karmas in Sanskrit. These are the inexcusable mistakes people have done in their previous life. No astrological remedy will work. Okay? If you give them the gemstone, rudrakshas, very, very bleak possibility that something will help them out. Because they have done something so grave in their previous life that they are born to be miserable in this life. Or they will be inclined towards a negativity. Right? Some people are rich, but they're very negative. They're doing all the frauds and all the bad things in this life to make money again because of their karmas. They're always in fear that police may catch them. Right? Somebody may complain about them. Their scam might be busted. So they are the people who bring this unforgivable sins in this life. The astrological remedies does not work, and I'll teach you how to see that. Maybe the first chapter will start from here. That what are the criteria to see whether somebody has done this kind of karmas in their life. Then the second is forgivable sins. These are very small, excusable mistakes somebody has done in their previous life. These are the mistakes which gets cancelled instantly if you seek the forgiveness. That is, by any remedies, charities, gems, mantras, worshipping, anything what you do, good karmas in this life, they will cancel your previous life forgivable sins. Okay? So the examples of unforgivable sins are murders, suicides, rapes, killing your father, killing your mother, killing your guru, killing animals, big animals like, horses and elephants. They are come into the category of unforgivable sins. You have to bear the fruit of it no matter what. And no astrologer, no astrology remedies can help you. There are certain kriyas you need to do, and I'll teach you that, talk about that during one of our lessons. But otherwise, only some kriyas can work, some tantric kriyas and some yoga kriyas to help you get out of those problems. But otherwise, you will always be entrapped into the vicious cycle of pain. Even if you are a millionaire, that doesn't mean that you are bringing a very good karmas in this life. The life of billionaire is hell. Okay, do not rate someone happy or sad living in heaven or hell by only their bank balance. Okay? Money is illusion. And that illusion can make your life hell also. Okay? So this is the peace of mind. How mentally you are happy. That is what tells you what karmas you're doing in this life and what karmas you're bringing from last life. Now the third category is in between of both. Okay? Neither unforgivable nor forgivable. So the forgivable sins gets cancelled automatically in this life if you're doing something good, like you're teaching, you're doing charities, you're helping humanity, it will get cancelled. You don't even have to go and seek remedies or seek pardon for that. All you have to do is just live a noble and good life. For this type of karmas, which is neither forgivable nor unforgivable, you have to sort the excuse. See, this is I've written here. Excusable mistakes if excuse is sought. Now, this is where now people come to an astrologer, know about their karmas, and then the astrologer tells them the remedies to fix their karmas. And this is where the transformation starts. That something is blocking in your life, you're getting some pain in your life, and then looking at your karmas, we know that you are coming into this category, which is 90% of the chart comes into this category, including myself. I'm also coming into this category. Okay? I'm neither here nor here, I'm here. And I know if I do some good work and some astrological remedies, I will remove those obstacles and pain from this life. Right? So this is what we need. These two categories is what you need to see in anyone's chart when you give them the remedies. Some people say the remedies doesn't work. You know, I tried this. Maybe they are blinking. They are coming from this particular category, right? Which astrologer didn't see and give them the remedies. And that is what causes the huge mistrust between the astrologers and the people who follow astrology, that nothing is working for me. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question. What would you tell someone if you saw they had the unforgivable sins? I mean, how would you advise them?
You have to be honest. You know, I've seen many cases where I have to tell them instantly, like I've seen many cases where people have been a roller coaster throughout their life. They go through the pain, agony, their relationship, their career, their finances, nothing giving them the results. And recently when I was in India, I saw many charts in India. And one of my closest family member, friends, son, I told them instantly that your son is coming into this category. Ultimately, you want to help them. Okay? If they don't know, then they cannot seek help. You have to be very empathetic and tell them, see, you trust me. I'm your mentor, I'm your guru. I'm not giving you any bullshit. Trust me that your chart is showing that there is something gravely wrong in the karmas that you're bringing in this life. You can articulate it in any way. You can communicate any way you want. Right? This is how I communicate. That the karmas are showing that there is something, a big blockage in your life. You need to remove it. And if I give you a gemstone, Rudrakshas to do that, it may not work for you. So for them, I tell them what will work for them. And then it's their free will to do it or not to do it. I tell you from my experience, people who are coming into these categories, they actually do not do anything, even if you give them to do anything to change their life. Because their mind will be so afflicted, so negatively afflicted, that even if you try to help them, they will not take your help. Because their destiny is all about to make them suffer. And if their destiny is all about to make them suffer, they cannot even change their fate because they need a strong free will to change the fate, to go and talk to the planets or change the intention of the planets. You need to put a lot of Purushukara. Purushukara is your free will, your fate. Planets are very strong. Saturn, Jupiter, how big these planets are. Can you think you can change the intention of Saturn so easily or Jupiter so easily? You need to put a lot of Purushukara. Purushukara means your free will, right? And free will is through your yagyas, through your worshipping, through your charities, through gemstones, through rudrakshas. You're trying everything to make that planet happy and change his intention, right? But these kind of people, you will see that they're so clouded, and the planets are so much, putting a force on them that not even a single planet is helping them to, utilize its good energy to go and do something. All 9 planets are showing that you don't even meet a good astrologer. Even if you meet a good astrologer, you will not even take his advice, right? So this is what my experience says, that, but your point is, you give them the remedies and you tell them what is truth, and that's it. Rest is their karmas. You cannot control anyone's mind. You got it, Renee?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I have a question. You see, the case of my nephew, he has forgivable sin because he has Jupiter in the first house. Is the Lord of the first house in the second house. But it seems like since he was little, he's been struggling all his life.
That
And
will
he's
see
still
the
struggling.
combination of planets. We'll
Okay.
come there, and I'll read that chart also. So what do you see? We have not come to that point, Dennis, where we're talking about the planet will give good results or bad results. Okay.
Okay.
So knowing the karmas, I will first start from this only when we do the next class. Then how to know the karmas, and I will open everyone's chart to show them their karmas.
So pretty much the karma has nothing to do with what they're suffering or struggling
If the
in.
planet is bad, 6, 8, 12, the bad combinations, you will still suffer, right? But your suffering can end if you do some remedies. In this scenario, your sufferings will not end even if you do remedies.
Okay, got it.
Because your karmas is so bad. Yes, Suchi.
Mohnish, the Dasha Lord, Bhukti Lord are the Dasha that was running when the person was
when the baby
born,
is
right?
born. The birth of the Dasha Bhukti. I'll teach you this. Okay, I'll teach you. So how to see this when we do the practical, I'll teach you. Okay. But this is the most important part of your astrology lesson. You need to engrave this in your heart, in your soul, in your mind, the karmas and the fate. Your fate is a dynamic variable. Your fate means the result, what you're going to get instant within few months, weeks, days, years. The fate is controlled by your free will. Free will means how much action, devotion, dedication you put in, and also the energy of the planets which are ruling. If these planets are positive, the positivity is coming from your prarabdha karmas, the allocated karmas in this life. If this is positive, you doing your free will, the fate will give you the good results. If you are doing your free will, again, a lot of hard work, dedication. Some people do a lot of work with dedication, hard work, but still not get anything. Right? Some people are only doing fraction of work, but they get a lot of gains. Some people are like putting, like you understand, a hard worker never gets a good result in their life. Am I right? If I go and do the hard work, okay, you take an axe and start, digging the whole earth, thinking the gold pot will get, in your life. Will it get? No. Right? Smart work gives you the results. And this is how the planets affect you. If the planets will give you a good enough destiny also, that you can get a good education, good livelihood, good investments, good parents, majority of your things will get into positive sides. Because you're born with a fertile land. With a person who is born in an infertile land, they have to do a lot of changes. And then again, with the free will and the positivity of 1 or 2 planets can help them change their life also. Right? So your fate is always dynamic. Dynamic means, let's say, you saw my videos, you contacted me, you paid the fees, and then you're into this course. And plans help you. Right? Many people will be just thinking, do it or not to do it. They are not putting their free will. And then this course will not come to them. Whatever you're doing in this life, there is always a seed of thought. Thought leads to your actions. Actions leads to karmas. And then the decision of that karmas is governed by the planets. And I will teach you how to see what are the good planets in your life and what are the bad planets. Okay? Now, this is the holy grail of astrology, of the chart. What are the components of birth chart of a horoscope? There are 12 zodiac signs, Aries till Pisces. There are 9 planets, including Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu are the shadows, but we consider them as a planet in a horoscope. 27 nakshatras, the lunar mansions. Very, very important. 249 sublords, they are the division of these nakshatras. Each nakshatra is divided into 9 equal halves and we get the sublords. Mahadasha, Antardasha, Parantardasha. These are how you see which planet is ruling you at this time. BBA, the major situation of your life ruled by which planet? Major situation. It's called D, B and A, Dasha, Bhukti and Antara. And then the transits, we see the transits, daily motion of the planets, where they are, what they're doing. And the Panchang, which is the 5 legs of astrology. Panch means 5 and Ang means legs. Again, where the moon is, what Tithi is, what yoga is. These are the major components and we'll cover all these components one by one. Twelve zodiac signs, very simple. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces. They all have a number. 1 means Aries, 3 means Gemini, 5 means Leo, 12 means Pisces. So I want you to memorize these numbers. So what you do is, take this chart, print it and put it in front of you till you remember the numbers. If I say 11, you should know it. I'm talking about Aquarius. If I say 6, we're talking about Virgo. Because in your chart, you will not see Virgo, Libra written like this. This is the layout of a Vedic astrology chart. Okay? You will see numbers here. You will see 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 here means Libra, 4 here means Cancer, 3 means Gemini, 12 means Pisces. So these are the houses, and in this house, Libra is there. In this house, Scorpio is there. So remember these numbers. It will make your life very easy. I know sometimes it takes time. But what you do is print this slide and put it in front of you in your kitchen, refrigerator, on your desk. Keep a look at it every day. And sooner it will be imprinted in your memory. Every zodiac sign is ruled by a planet. It's written here. Sun and moon rules only one zodiac sign. Cancer and Leo. Leo is ruled by sun, Cancer is ruled by moon. And all other planets other than Rahu and Ketu. Welcome to Rahu and Ketu. They are the 2 nodes of moon. Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio. 1 and 8. 1 and 8. Venus is the lord of Taurus and Libra. 2 and 7. Mercury ruled 3 and 6. Virgo, Mercury, Gemini, Mercury. Jupiter is ruled by 9 and 12. 9 and 12 means Sagittarius and Pisces. And Capricorn is ruled by, and Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Saturn rules 10 and 11. So you must remember this also, that if I say number 7, 7 means Libra ruled by Venus. You should remember this. If I say 6, you should know we are talking about Virgo ruled by Mercury. If I say 5, you should know it's Leo ruled by Sun. So this is the basic thing you need to only memorize. I think if you memorize it, you will read charts very fluently. If you don't memorize it, then you will always go back to the slide and say, you know, what is ruled by whom. So I'm going to show you one layout of the chart here. Let's say an example here. This is Jagannath Hora.
I remember at the beginning when I thought it was going to be very difficult for me to remember all that stuff.
So in Jagannath Hora, come to the preferences first, related to display. and in the display, pick the North Indian chart. Okay, North Indian is a diamond chart. What you see in here. Okay, and then I'll talk about what INM sir to pick. INM says a calculation. Right now, pick it. There's a lot of here. Pick KP right now, and I'll teach you why. And then remove this. And then what you can do is you can set up your default city also. Set current location as default. So first time when you come here, create a new chart. Let's say create a new chart, today's date, whatever date you want to take. Put a city name. And if the city is within USA, you can search on USA. Let's say if I'm saying Florida, sorry, I'm saying New York. And I know New York is in USA, I can say USA. And it's giving me New York wherever it is in the United States. I say New York, and it will create a chart right now, chart of New York. If you're planning on any other city, then you can click on rest of the world and it will automatically find that city in that world. Say okay, and the chart will be here. So you see this is the chart. This is the chart of current New York. And now you see here, number 12, number 1, so anti-clockwise. So number 12 means Pisces. After 12, 1 comes. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and again Pisces. So anti-clockwise. So why you see 12 here? This is the first house. First house means ascendant, the rising house. Right now, Pisces is rising from the eastern horizon in New York. This is always house number 1. Okay, house number 1. And go anti-clockwise. This is house number 2, house number 3, house number 4, house number 5, 6. So do not confuse that 1 with 12. Do not think it's a house number 12. Okay? This is the zodiac sign. So the chart will not tell you the house number because the chart thinks that you know astrology and this is house number 1 always, always and always. Let's say if I make a new chart here, let's say if I make a chart of my city, Edmonton, new chart, you see in Edmonton, you see 5 here. Why 5 here? Because right now, Leo is rising from the eastern horizon as I talk to you sitting in Edmonton. House number, this is still house number 1. Okay, this is house number 2. So house number 1 got Leo, the second house got Virgo, third got Libra, fourth got Scorpio, fifth got Sagittarius, and the cycle will go on. So this is how you see the layout, and I have a slide to talk more about it. But this is how you see the layout of the chart. This is always house number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 houses which talks about a certain domain of your life. Okay, what does house number 1 means, 2 means, 3 means, we'll cover that. But when you see the chart, whenever you make a new chart, consider the first diamond here is always the first house. This is the first house. The number here could be 7, could be 8, could be 9, could be 10. That doesn't mean it's house number 8, 9, 10. That means the zodiac sign 8 has entered the first house. Okay? Make sure you make no mistakes here. Any questions? So print this slide and keep it in your pocket, back pocket, till you remember these. Okay? And then, when we come to the next slide, oops, what did I press? Increase the zoom, sorry. Fit. Okay, and then we'll cover that. We'll do this tomorrow, okay? So what does the planet means? What do the houses means? So today, I think it's enough for giving you the little background of the taste of astrology, the mantras, and then the karmas theory. Just review these slides, and then we'll cover in the next class, what do these planets means, and how to start compiling them all together. Okay? So that will help you. Any questions so far?
Mohnish, you suggested on the professional horoscope So are we working on that one, or should we use the Jagannath for learning purpose?
So I tell you what is the major difference between the Jagannath Hora and Horoscope. So you see here, this is Horoscope, right? So this is the sheet which we need. Okay. This is the planet, nakshatra and sublord. For each planet, we need the complete Nadi of that planet. And then you see in the drop down, we have all the events mentioned here. Abortion, accident, aggression, career. Let's say I have to see, this is Lenny's chart. See her career? I can easily tell you which planet is good and bad in her chart. You see a lot of greens in Ketu? Good. So the combination of houses you need to see to interpret the results of the planets for any event of your life, education, career, whatever. And then this is showing us what dasha she is going through. So this one particular page will give you all the information what you need. In Jagannath Hora, you have to find this information and make it. So if you go to Jagannath Hora, first of all, you will not get this sheet. I'm going to bring it here. You have to create that sheet by going into the houses here and then do it manually, that what are the significators of each planet. Okay, and how I will teach you how to do manually, but it will be very time tedious and very demanding work. And it will not still give you the drop down of all the events of life. That's why the Horoscope is meant for Nadi astrology, even though it has all the modules. Okay, if you jump sheet, you can see it has a Gemini system, KP system, Lal Kitab also. It has the Nadi system, Parashari system, matchmaking also. It has all the Vedic astrology systems built in. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the Nadi system, which will give us everything what we need, okay, without any analysis paralysis. So this software is a holy grail and will make your learning so easy, right? So easy that, you want to see marriage, education, property purchase, see property purchase. We can easily tell what planets will bring property to Lennis. Lennis is going through Sun, Venus and Moon Dasha. We know her Sun is awesome, Moon is very good, and Venus is very, very good. Instantly I can. How, which I'll teach you, don't jump the guns, but instantly from career perspective, how the planets will act, from marriage perspective, from financial perspective, let's see finances, you can easily tell which planet will give her the money and which planet will take the money away from her. So that's why this software is a very, very important software to learn, to read, and to apply the techniques what I'm going to teach you. But as I said, if you can do it manually, I'll teach you the technique, how to do it. It's very simple. But manually means that you are reading one chart a day max because it will take you time to compile the information. Okay. So that's why, you can do that. Or there's a web form, AstroSage. AstroSage has some information like this. So I'll show you how you find it. But again, it will not have the drop down like this, which makes the life very easy. And that's the reason, I have won the hearts of all my students by bringing this technology, by matching the rules of astrology within the technology. Right?
So my basic question was, should we start using this in the beginning, or should we use the Jagannath in the beginning, or combination of both?
Combination of both. Okay. Because when we read the Panchang, we read from Jagannath. I'll teach you what I do. Okay. I read both the softwares every day. So when I have to read the Panchang of where the moon is today, I am so used to reading Panchang from Jagannath. Right?
Understood. Okay. Thank you.
And then Horoscope can also give you the same information. But as I said, start from both and then slowly you see which one is working for you best. Which one you prefer. Okay. All good? Any questions? Okay. So let's end this class today here. And then tomorrow, same time, 5:30 my time. And then we will have 2 classes a week, Saturday and Sundays. I hope it works for everyone. In case you miss it out, you have the videos. So I'll send this video after this class. And then we'll regroup tomorrow. I'll start with your 5 minutes question and answers of today's class. And then we'll start with the new topics of how to see the karmas and what are the planets and how they represent us in our horoscope. Okay? All good?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining the class.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you tomorrow, same time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay?
Bye, everyone.
Astrologer. Right. Bye everyone.
Bye.